Hello, this is Olivier back for a new video. I'm filming this video from my hotel room in Brazil. I'm spending the weekend in Brazil. I'm as often on a business trip, was in Argentina, Brazil, and staying over the weekend and going mid next week to Mexico. So as I'm in Brazil for the weekend, I always try to do some record shopping. I was able to find here a huge stack. I don't know how I will get that in my luggage, but I will figure that out when I'm leaving on Tuesday. So it's in Brazil I mainly buy metal, trash metal, because it's a great country to find some nice and great metal record that you don't find easily in other countries, and as well on affordable price. But you will see now at the beginning I will show you more psychedelic rock and some krautrock as well, but all of that is obviously coming on Brazilian press. And you stay tuned because you will see a lot of other stuff, really great hard rock metal bands, and at the end as well what I call some gems. So I will just start now with this first records, which is a Brazilian band called Los Mutantes, which is a psychedelic rock band. Really nice band, nice album. Difficult to find, really difficult to find, really pricey. It's not an original one, it's a repress from the 80s, but even those are highly collectible. That's the back cover. Next one, probably everybody knows, it's a Kraftwerk, so that's a German krautrock, but again, Brazilian press. I have a few albums from Kraftwerk. I have only two, I think, so far in my collection. And here I found, you know, 4 in the same shop for a really good price. So I just went for all of them. Look, unfortunately for the Brazilians, the real is really weak right now, but for me, again, it's a great opportunity to dig records on a good price. So Kraftwerk Autobahn, Kraftwerk Trans Europe Express, another Kraftwerk Electric Cafe. They come, and the records are in good conditions. I checked all of them. They are, you know, like often in Brazil, kind of dirty. I mean, the covers are as well not really clean. The protections, I mean, the outer sleeve, the inner sleeve, plastic. When it's plastic inner sleeve, they are as well, you know, not the greatest. So when I'm arriving back to my home, I replace all of that. I clean the records, I wash them on my vacuum, VPI vacuum washing machine. So I will do all of that next weekend once I'm back home. So Tour de France, and as you know, probably most of you know, and or if you don't know, you heard it to my accent. As I'm French, I could not miss this one. The Cult, Sonic Temple. Now it comes more to the hard rock part. Tesla. I don't know this album. I have only one album, which is As Come As Go, which I like, especially the title song. So let's see how good this Tesla album is. Bon Jovi, New Jersey. Not so easy to find in vinyl format. It's from the late 80s, I think. So yeah, was happy to find this one. Not a big Bon Jovi fan. I like the songs that they did. I mean, but look, I was really happy to find it for the collection. Dio, Sacred Heart, probably one of the only record that I don't have from Dio in my collection. Heaven, I didn't know this album or didn't know this band. Knocking on Heaven's Door, which obviously is a famous song. That's the title of the album. But there is no song which is called like, oh, or they have it, so probably it's a cover from Dylan or whoever. But looks like heavy metal. I checked online, sounds to be a good album. The Edgelord, same, didn't know, Freedom's Rise. But look, heavy metal, you cannot go wrong. Nasty Savage, Indulgence, as well, some nice pictures of the band. Kill, The Final Frontier. Triumph, Allied Forces. I had already 2 other albums from Triumph. I saw this one several times coming to Brazil, but the real, the Brazilian real, the currency was a bit stronger, and you know, I didn't want to put more than, you know, $8 somehow to this record, which I paid. This time I paid even less. I paid $6 for it, more or less. Abattoir, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And again, I didn't know about this band, Vicious Attack, but looks like heavy metal, and I checked online, obviously, it's heavy metal. Rage, Nice and Dirty. Raven, Life's a Bitch. Def Leppard. You know, I like the early stuff from Def Leppard. I didn't know about his album. I never heard his album. When I saw the cover, I said, look, I mean, I have all the 4 first records, maybe 5 from Def Leppard, so that must be a later album from the 90s, which you can sometimes find in Brazil, because in the 90s they were still pressing records and vinyls in Brazil. Whereas most of the countries in Europe or US were doing everything on CD. So these ones are usually collectible, and they go for quite some money. I had a good price for it, so yeah, it's 50 real, which is probably something like $12. And I checked online, it goes for much more money, so it was a good deal. Speed Metal Hell, that's a Brazilian compilation. From thrash metal, black metal, speed metal. It's mainly US bands, but there are some other bands as well. So Savage Grace, Attila, Shining Blade, Medieval, Artillery, Battle Brat, Midnight Vice, Stiletto, At War, Whiplash, and Executioner. Angel Dust, Into the Dark Past. Defiance, thrash metal. Venom, black metal. The Beginning, Merciful Fate, that's a compilation. Was really happy to find this one. You know, I have seen that online several times. They did some later repress, but that's an original press from this compilation, which is from the 80s, with King Diamond, obviously. Testament, Souls of Black. Toxic, World Circus. I mean, the following records that you will see, I mean, when I was a teenager, I bought a compilation which was called Stars on Trash, that probably some of you know. And since then, I'm trying to get, you know, all records, or where the songs were coming from. And there was one of the songs from Toxic coming from this album on this compilation. So now I have the full album 30 years later. Atrophy, the same. Socialist Hate was as well on Stars on Trash. Paradox, Heresy, as well, was on Stars on Trash. And Gothic Slam was as well on this record. Now we are coming to, again, what I call the gems. I mean, again, these records are really hard to find. I'm a big Iron Maiden collector. I mean, for those who have not seen my videos, I did 3 videos on my Maiden collection, part 1, 2 and 3. The one was on the studio album, the part 2 was on all the single stuff, and part 3 was bootlegs. And you know, when it comes to Iron Maiden, I have press from different countries. I mean, have the classic or European or US press, and then some Japanese press, some Brazilian press, and Argentinian press, which I really like, because in Argentina they put the titles in Spanish. So I have already all the studio albums from Iron Maiden from Argentina, except Live and Death, which I don't have as a LP, or the Argentinian version, sorry. But I didn't have any singles. So when I arrived in the shop here in Porto Alegre in Brazil, I mean, they know me really well, or the owner knows me really well, because I bought many records over the years there, and he knows my taste. So he told me, oh look, I just entered some you know, singles, maxi singles from Iron Maiden, and they are all the Argentinian versions. So he had 5 of them. He wanted to get a bit more of money. I was able to negotiate down. I paid a bit of money. I paid $100 for 5 records, but I knew that it was a good deal. When I mean a good deal, I knew that I will pay them, or I was paying them, much less than the market value on Discogs. And for example, this one on Discog is going for more than $120. And again, I paid for it $100 for 5. And again, the cheapest one here is the entry price, or the average sales price on Discog is around $60. So I did a really good deal in my view. And again, I really like this Argentinian press with Spanish title. So it's always the same in Argentina. You have the front cover with the title in Spanish. Some of them you will see there is no title, because there was no title as well on the European, UK, or whatever over version. And then on the back cover, you have, the back cover is always black and white, and again, the over versions are with colors as well in the back, but in Argentina always black and white. And you have all the titles of the record, which are in Spanish. If I would open, and I will not do it, but if you look at the label, it's the same. The label, the titles are in Spanish. So that's the first one. Phantom of the Opera. So there is nothing written here, because there is nothing written on the original record, or the original, that's an original obviously, but on the international record, let's say. But in the back again, you have the titles in Spanish, and again the cover, which is black and white. Same here, no title in the front, but you know, you have Running Free, which is Corriendo Libre, and Lado A, which is phase 1 and phase 2, right? Woman in Uniform, same principle obviously. And the last one has the title in the front. It's Wasted Year, Anos Desperdiciados. My Spanish is not really good. With the black and white back cover. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and speak to you soon.